They're very classic sex traffickers, in my opinion. I don't think they're unusual in their methods and what they did and how they did it. I think the only real thing that's unusual about them is that they bragged about it so much.
Danny Pinter is an attorney with the United States National Centre on Sexual Exploitation. In 2022, her client, known as Jane Doe, flew to Romania, thinking she'd be travelling around Europe with her boyfriend, Tristan Tate. Instead, she found herself in the middle of an alleged sex trafficking operation. When she got to Romania, what happened?
When she got there, she was quickly moved into a house with other women who appeared to all be working in webcam pornography, and she witnessed a lot of women in this house, you know, surrounded by sex toys, going into their rooms ostensibly to perform on webcam for many hours at a time, late into the night. They didn't seem happy in her opinion. They didn't seem healthy in her opinion. They all seemed to be in romantic relationships with the brothers, which seemed odd. And there was this restriction of movement of all the women.
Frightened and alone in a foreign country, Jane Doe raised the alarm and police raided the Tate compound. The brothers were taken into custody and eventually charged with trafficking and other offences. But frustratingly, justice moves slowly in Romania. No one knows when or if the case will go to trial. Filmmaker Jamie Tahsin says this legal hurdle is having little effect on Andrew Tate's influence over his young followers.
I think for some of his key fans, there's probably nothing that you can do. Even a successful criminal conviction would just have them believing that he's been falsely imprisoned, and it's quite common for human trafficking and sexual assault cases to take a long period of time. But what it allows Andrew Tate to do is sow this idea that it's a rubbish case, right? If they had an argument to make, I'd be in prison already, but I'm not. That's what he always says. So it really allows him to create himself as a kind of martyr if things don't go his way.
But even if things do go the Tate brothers' way in Romania, they still face extradition to the United Kingdom on a further 21 criminal charges. The Tates say they're innocent of all allegations, and remarkably, that they're in fact the victims of women making false claims. Women like Jane Doe, who's being sued for defamation by the Tates, despite never speaking with the media.
Hi, guys.
She's been harassed. She's facing a smear campaign. She's been living in hiding for years, and she's defending against these lawsuits. And she could have crumbled, which I think they thought she would, but she isn't. She's sticking to her testimony because she knows it's true.